Hey everybody, Thomas here. Today I'm going to combine two videos I shot over a month ago into one for your viewing entertainment. And we're going to go over offcuts off the Sawmill, some of the things we've done since we moved here to Wisconsin. First being this right here is some maple we turned into a charcuterie board, as well as made a little knife and little peanut butter scraper. These were finished up with butcher block conditioner. And the other thing we're going to talk about is the coat rack that we made into the entryway of the house that really cleans up our entryway so the kids don't have all their shoes and jackets and backpacks all over the ground. It kind of organizes it. So stay tuned. Hope you enjoy, and we'll see you around. Thanks. Hey everybody, Thomas here. And today we're working on charcuterie boards. This is some of the first maple that I cut whenever we first got here and everything. Yes, Annie, we see you too. But this is some of the first maple that we cut. Look at that big old hound dog. Such a ham. Anyways, let's get back to the story at hand. This is some of the first maple that we cut. It's red maple. It came from the neighbor up the road and everything. And long story short, we need to make some charcuterie boards. I've already made one right here. This is the second log that I cut up and everything. I just planed it, did a rough shape and everything. This is going to be a gift for someone at my wife's work and everything. And we just picked up this table today, and as you can see, it's about half-inch steel plate. This table is every bit of like 500 pounds. It's very, very heavy. So what we're working on right now is I needed to use a natural looking piece of wood. I did not want to modify it very much because there's a lot of stuff going on in here. We've got a lot of feathering going on right there. The handle, my wife wanted to make it a little bit bigger. I think it's fine the way it is. But I also wanted to incorporate a lot of live edge, and I knocked off the bark here and everything. And I had to take off one little sharp edge right here. We'll smooth this back with some sanders. And this edge right here was when it was cut down or cut up with the chainsaw rather by the neighbor we got the wood from. So I will round all that out, but I'm going to make this look as natural as possible. And we'll see. I think this is going to be a pretty board. Annie's just sort of glutton for, she just wants to be in all the film there. So this is one piece here, and then this piece right here, again, I like it a whole lot, but the back side looks really good too. So, but following the natural flow of the bark and everything, I think this will be the top side right here. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and start cutting on this. Sorry, I've got a cold. Okay, so I got Tommy holding this down because I can't find my clamps. And you see the kids trying to sled in the background there, go down the hill. The move has been fun, but I've got tools down in Tennessee, and I've got tools up here, so kind of all over the place. All right, so let's go ahead and make this first cut here. I'm actually looking at this. I don't think I want it to have this hump right here, although I do want to keep that figure in there. So I'm going to come in at a little bit steeper angle and then kind of meet up with my lines there. All right. So, how hot that bit was getting through there. That section got smoked. But that looks pretty good. It gives us something to work with. So the proportions are interesting. I'm going to have to, well, we'll see. Let's see what we can make with this. I will shave this down some. As you can see, the way it has that curvature there. I will sand out a lot of that, and I'll make that look like it's original. You got a ponytail? Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and start sanding on this now and see what we can do. And I'm going to save y'all some time here. I'm going to go into this on a time lapse. Better yet, I want to run this through the planer first. Run it through the planer first. That gives me an idea of what the grains are looking like. And then I'm going to start sanding on it. Okay, folks, so last night we worked these until late in the dark, and I apologize, the lighting was getting kind of crappy, so I didn't really show any more, but we did sand on this for a little bit more, and I think it turned out really nice. You can see those colors and everything. We have not oiled this yet. This is just raw sanded, and I've got it sanded down to about 120 grit on the orbital sander. Not much more to go, but she's getting really close. There's no sharp edges or anything. I like how the handle turned out. The back side looks pretty nice, but I'm just really happy that we incorporated these cathedrals right here. So you see in the handle, you got the handle, you got these cathedrals right here, and you got some cathedrals over here. So it's something that's kind of offsetting. You also have a nice little feather section there. And just awesome grain. Even on this live edge portion right here, you see all these crazy grains that came to the surface. I really am digging that. I removed all the bark. There is a small piece right here, but I didn't want to remove all of it because it looked kind of plain Jane. But I think once we add the oil to this, she's going to pop. Now this piece right here, I got a few things on top. We're going to talk about that here in a second. This is the other one I believe I showed earlier in the video. Again, this is some maple, worked on, clean her up, get all the bark off, took all the sharp edges off. Now this still has a lot of sanding to go, but it is in rough form. The color is actually on the bottom side, so this board could go either way. However, the way that I had these edges rolled with the natural live edge or anything, they rolled to the downward side. But again, it could be used on this side too, and this is where your color is going to be. Very pretty maple. Very happy the way it turned out. Still more work to go on there, but she's looking good. Now, the offcuts that came off of this. Now, one thing I'll say, I did take off this front edge here because it was a little bit wider than I wanted. So I took that edge off. And if you see, I have enough material there to still make something out of. Doesn't look like much, but I'm going to show you. On the other side, let me grab out this piece first. So if you were looking, I had a piece that was cut off here at the top side, and I made those into knives. Now these knives right here, this is all out of one piece and everything. Those are not yet finished. This one is just about finished and everything. All that's lacking is adding of the oil or whatever, and some actually final sanding, and then adding oil. As you can see, she's got a pretty nice sharp edge. See how sharp that edge is there? That is enough to, you know, you can cut some cheese on there, cut some whatever. And then you can see all these pieces together. Well, if I can play the puzzle game. Like this was all, that's how thick the piece was. So I cut all these out of one piece. So I got 4 knives out of the part that was over here. Sounds like the neighbor just got a deer. So there's that. And then also there was another very thin piece over here, and you can see how much waste I have. Not much waste. I mean, there's really not enough to do there, but I've made these little peanut butter scrapers, if you will. So something interesting and neat and fun, everything. As you can see here, that's got a neat little, it's not bark, it's actually some inclusion in the wood there. But as you see, just like a little peanut butter, if you want, or mayonnaise. So get down into the container of whatever you're trying to condiment, whatever trying to get out. But I thought those were pretty neat, and that's something cool because this is all out of one piece of wood. So you have like a little knife, little peanut butter scraper or something like that to go with the board. That's pretty cool. We also can make spatulas and whatnot too, but just showing that there's a lot of things you can do with the wood and try not to waste anything. Sorry, I had to pause it there for a second as I had a coughing fit. All good now. So the other thing I'm working on is this board right here. It's 100 inches long. This is actually hickory that I cut 2+ years ago. This, if I'm not mistaken, came off of the center post in my building that I built down in Mississippi, in my wood shop and everything. The total length of this was, I think, around 16 foot. This is an offcut, about 1.25 inches thickness, if you will. And what I'll show you right here is we did some light sanding on this. So I showed my wife, here's what it looks like when you sand down a little bit further. Here's some light sanding. She's like, let's try a light sanding. And we want to add this into our house. Right as we come to the door here, there's a little bit of a congested area when the kids put down their book bags, put down their jackets, whatever that may be. And we need something to hang up everything. Now, there's 7 of us living in the household. We have 10 hooks here. This is a lot. But long story short, I'm going to make the wife happy and go ahead and do it. So I'm going to do a light sanding on this hickory. It may actually end up coming down to a little bit further along. But I'm not going to sand it entirely. There will be some marks and everything left on here. But this is what we're going to go ahead and do. And I'm very anxious to see what this looks like, because this is just going to make the house look that much better. And this is probably a piece that we're going to take with us when we leave, because we just got so many dang kids and stuff. Okay, there you have it, just a light sanding on there. I think it looks very good. Nice weathered look. It really matches the actual decor of the, I guess, the look of the hangers as well. So just a light sanding. I just touched up the bottom so you have that contrasting colors, and also here on the top. So, yeah, happy with it thus far. We're going to go ahead and show the wife and see if this will pass the test or not. Okay, so now I've gone ahead and found the proper type of material for mounting this. And the funny thing is, they were actually a little bit rusty. They were sitting in this box here, and you can see there's a little bit of rust or anything, but that rust is actually going to match the theme of this. These are pocket hole screws. They're a lot better than the screws that came with it, because I did a little test, and the screws that came with it, yeah, no joy. This is hickory, and I thought I was gonna have to pre-drill these. I'm like, I really don't want to have to pre-drill that many holes. It'd be kind of a pain. Let me see if I can get by with the screws that were brought, or that were with it, with the hooks. Those did not work because they're junk. But these pocket hole screws, they do kind of self-drill, and they do very well. Now, when we put it on there, again, rustic theme and everything. If you look down the length of it, ta-da! They're all in alignment, which is good. So we're just going off of eye here. We already have the spacing. My wife is happy with the way the board looks. So if she's happy, I'm happy. Let's go ahead and get these things secured. I'm going to go ahead and put one in there for right now for each one. And then we're going to go ahead and make sure that they're all oriented in the correct direction, because they're a little bit cattywampus or anything. That'll look all goofy. So I'm going to put one in there, allow for fine tuning, and then we'll do the final screw down. And then we're going to mount this sucker up on the wall. We also decided we're not going to oil this because it's kind of like naturally faded look and everything. If I oil it, it's going to darken up more than we want to. And this is a very dry piece of wood. Again, it's been drying for over 2 years. So I think we're just going to keep it the way it looks. I think it looks cool. Okay, now all I got to do is I'll come back with a little rag and just kind of clean up the what little bit of excess rust there is or anything, but I think that's going to match up very well. Again, what a great use of rusty stuff. I couldn't really sell it to anyone else, but for our own home use, this looks like really good. I'm very happy with the way this turned out. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I guess next thing's next. We get this sucker hung up. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do that. Haven't figured it out yet. So let me go look on the wall, see if I can go find some studs, and see if we can get this thing hung up, and I can get all my kids' book bags and coats and all the crap like that up off of the floor. So here we go. Okay, folks, here you have it. Here is the final product. Now, we've been using this for about a month and a half and very happy with it thus far. We have a lot of snow outside. We have probably 10 inches of snow on the ground. It's really cold temperatures. But this is a great place as we come in from our side porch of the house and everything. And if you saw the video where I added the extension, the roof onto there, that's working out great too. It's minimizing the amount of snow and moisture coming into the house. We do have our big rubber mat there, but underneath of here, we also have these trays. So boots go there, keeps moisture in place. We have all of our jackets and snow suits and stuff like that for the kids. The radiant heat underneath here actually does help to dry everything out. We were going to put a bench there, but we're not going to do that now because that radiant heat is really helpful in drying everything out. We also keep our boot dryers and mitten dryers and stuff like that, and glove dryers. They're underneath as well, but everything is in one central location. It's nice and neat, and it allows us to use this space without having everything just all over the place. Very happy with it, and again, just a great use of scrap wood that came off the sawmill. I kept this piece for a long time. I knew I was going to find something to use it for, and turns out we used it up here in Wisconsin. So again, please like, subscribe. Hope you enjoyed this video. Merry Christmas to all. Today is Christmas Eve. Hope you have a great day. We'll see you around. Thanks.